Have you ever noticed that just before significant turning points in life, it suddenly feels as though the rules of the game become more complicated? It asks as if the universe, this vast and mysterious mechanism, decides to throw a real test your way, checking your resilience and endurance. It tosses questions at you that you can hide from or dodge, or erects obstacles that, at first glance, seem utterly insurmountable. And this isn't just a coincidence or a mere whim of fate. Let us try looking at it from a different angle and imagine that our reality is an incredibly complex system, like a giant clockwork mechanism, always striving to maintain harmony and balance. Any change, especially one that is profound and touches the very essence of your existence, inevitably disrupts this fragile order. Take, for example, a situation where you raise striving for something greater, be it financial prosperity, deep love, or staggering success. It might seem that to reach a new level in life, all you need is the desire. But know first, you have to prove you're truly worthy of it. But how exactly does the universe arrange such tests? Science, by the way, backs this up. Our brain is a huge fan of habits. It is far more comfortable staying in a familiar zone where everything is predictable and safe than adapting to change. And when you decide to shake things up, move to a new place, switch jobs, or start a new chapter, you're not just challenging external circumstances but your own nervous system as well. That's when things get really interesting. The brain, in an effort to protect its familiar routine, switches into resistance mode. Fears, doubts, and endless excuses start swirling in your head. What if it doesn't work out? Is it worth the risk? And this internal tension, as if by magic, begins to reflect in the external world. Reality seems to pick up your challenge and responds with its own trials. Dreaming of a new job, suddenly you lose the old one, craving freedom and independence. Life unexpectedly places you in restrictive circumstances. From a philosophical standpoint, these aren't mere accidents, they're tests of the strength of your intentions. Are you ready not just to dream of change, but to actively pursue it? Physicists, by the way, have long been puzzling over the nature of reality. Some theories, like those in quantum mechanics, suggest that we, as observers, directly influence the world around us. If everything is energy, then our thoughts and emotions create a kind of vibration that resonates with reality. Here as a curious detail, though, the universe doesn't seem to distinguish whether those vibrations are positive or negative. It simply mirrors what you project. Picture a dark corridor. If you walk through it gripped by fear, the darkness becomes even more oppressive and dense. But the moment you ignite an inner light, confidence, determination, belief in yourself, the path starts to clear. The trials life throws at you are your chance to find and switch on that light. So why is it so important to go through difficulties? Many see them as unfair punishment, a sign that the universe is against them. But what if we look at it differently? Imagine that difficulties aren't a penalty but a kind of training, a preparation for something greater. It is like in the gym. To lift a heavier weight, you first need to strengthen your muscles. In the same way, Life gives you opportunities to refine your weaknesses, build resilience, and develop inner strength. Want more money? Maybe you first need to learn to value what you already have and manage it wisely. Dreaming of love? Life might leave you alone with yourself so you can discover self-love. Every trial is a bridge connecting your current reality to the one you aspire to. The more you overcome, the closer you get to a new version of yourself. Obstacles aren't just random stones in your path, they're tools the universe uses to prepare you for change. And the more you resist these lessons, the heavier they feel. Now imagine what happens if you shift your perspective. What if you start seeing difficulties not as enemies but as wise teachers? Every trial becomes an opportunity to prove to yourself and the world that you're ready for a new reality. Are you willing to accept this challenge and step forward? Now let us dive even deeper. Imagine every difficulty as a tuning process, like you're a musical instrument being brought into perfect pitch before a big performance. Dreaming of a career breakthrough? The universe won't just hand you success on a silver platter. It creates situations where you have to show persistence, courage, and resourcefulness. And here's what is fascinating. The more you grow internally, the more the old framework of your life starts to crack at the seams. Relationships that hold you back gradually fade away. A job that no longer inspires you becomes unbearable. It can be painful, but it is an essential part of transformation. By going through trials, you receive two gifts at once. First, you gain a clearer understanding of your true desires. Sometimes, in the process, you realize that the goals you thought mattered were just echoes of others' expectations, not your own dreams. Second, you shift your energy. Instead of radiating fear, you project confidence. Instead of doubt, determination. Reality, like a mirror, responds to these changes. Sometimes the shift happens instantly, a new opportunity, a meeting with the right person, a solution you've been waiting months for. But more often, it is a slow process. Like a sunrise you don't notice the exact moment the world changes, but one day you wake up and see everything is different. Difficulties often knock us off balance. We start asking, why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? But what if, instead, we asked, what can I learn from this experience? Here are a few steps to help. First, change your perception. View every challenge as a task in an exciting game. You need to find a solution to level up. Second, take action. Even if it is scary, many get stuck waiting for the perfect moment. But the truth is, it only arrives when you start moving. Third, keep a journal. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and insights. Often, understanding comes not in the heat of the trial, but later. When you look back and reflect on your journey, the stories of great people are a treasure trove of examples. J.K. Rowling, before the world knew Harry Potter, faced a string of blows: job loss, divorce, financial hardship. She could be given up, but instead, she turned her pain into creativity. Elon Musk, before SpaceX and Tesla became symbols of success, went through bankruptcy, criticism, and moments when everyone thought his dreams were madness. He saw difficulties not as the end, but as a challenge. Look back at your own life. Surely you've had moments where overcoming obstacles made you stronger and brought you closer to your goals. Intention isn't just a fleeting wish, it is a powerful signal you send into the world. Imagine you're at a restaurant. If you don't know what you want and mumble, the waiter is unlikely to bring what you need. It is the same with the universe. Want change. Define exactly what you desire, not vague wishes like "I want happiness," but specifics. Visualize your goal as if it is already yours. And act. Even if you don't see results yet, sometimes it feels like the trials are endless. You try, you fight, and nothing changes. In those moments, remember the darkest hours are always just before dawn. If you feel stuck, try slowing down. Answers often come in stillness, away from the chaos. Find support in the simple things: a walk in fresh air, a good book, a conversation with someone close. You're not alone. Everyone faces their own tests. Every trial isn't a punishment, but a sign. You're on the brink of change. The universe is preparing you for a new reality, testing your strength, resolve, and readiness. So, are you ready to embrace this challenge and rewrite your story?